You know what I'm saying? When she ain't getting it from her mother and her father, which is the moon and the sun, she go out here and run around trying to find somebody that act like her motherfucking brother Mars. But see, Mars ain't gonna give it to her like that. Mars ain't that relatable. He gonna say, look, Venus, get the fuck out of my room. I got shit in here. He probably in there jacking off or something like that. He probably got fucking porno magazines, all kind of places, and it's time for the sun to come in there and give him that birds and the bees talk. You see what I'm saying? So he telling Venus to get the fuck out of his room. Mars ain't relatable. Mars don't like to be in the 7th house. You see what I'm saying? Mars don't want to connect like that. When Mars got its own passions, its own intentions, its own things that it tend to do, it wants to go out there and do it. And it don't want to compromise. It ain't got time to having to be calling you, oh, is it okay if I could do it? Or wait for you, oh, baby, please, wait, don't do that yet, because we got to pay this bill first. So we got to do. Mars ain't got time for that goddamn shit. Mars won't carry out to do these obligations and do what the fuck it want to do right now. And when it's time for a motherfucking house party, a fucking one of them college parties or something like that, fucking Mars is there. Because once it gets the job done, it wants to go into things it want to passionately do. So sometimes it may overindulge, but Mars know how to get back on task because the sun taught it well. You see what I'm saying? So Mars in the 7th house, and it don't like to do that. So you may have a lot of aggressive relationships. You may attract a lot of aggressive people around you. You may be in situations where it's like, you may be in situations where you start to feel uncomfortable. You feel uncomfortable because someone always trying to tell you what to do or dictate your moves or try to steer high, and because you may give off that impression. So a lot of people may come into your life they feel like they have to take charge, and then that's when you have to. Mars is here in the 7th house for you to develop in this lifetime a backbone, to put your foot down, not get taken advantage of, not get bossed around. To whoever, if it is other people in your life that's doing that, make them more harmonious, make them more relatable. You know what I'm saying? Or, and like I said, anytime it's a planet in the house, you may be the person who giving off this energy, and it may be other people in your life that may have to do that with you. You know what I'm saying? So that's how this gonna play off. So you may jump into relationships with Mars in the 7th house. You may jump into relationships the same way you get out, like the same way you get out of a relationship is the same way how you got in a relationship. You like the way how you may get in relationships is the same way how you got out that relationship, same way how y'all broke up, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? What you thought was good ended up being bad in the long run. You know what I'm saying? What you thought you liked about that person, what actually attracted you to that person, is what actually now you hate about that person. You know what I'm saying? Because wherever Mars at, it takes or it hates. And that's why it's important for Mars to be in a good placement, because it's going to take and hate in the right areas. That's why it's good for Saturn to be in the right placements, because it's going to build boundaries and restrictions and limits on the right areas in life. See, when Saturn's in a bad place, it put boundaries and restrictions on things that may not need to be. When it's in a good place, it put boundaries and restrictions on things like that needs to be, like things like money or things that you may need to take care of and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's important for you to know thyself. So when we talk about Mars being in the 7th house, it doesn't like to be here. So the best way to work with it is to when you're in an aggressive situation, or you're dealing with aggressive, or a lot of times it's just not even aggressive. It could be passionate situations, and that could be a good thing. That's how you make it a giver and a receive match, because you can apply each other passionate ideas together to come up with a better idea. You just got to learn how to not clash. You know what I'm saying? Because Mars is away in the 7th house. It's at work here. It doesn't want to be here, but it's going to use the tools that it has to do in order to get the job done, so it can go home and get paid. You see what I'm saying? So let's move on to Saturn. Now Saturn in the 7th house. Now like I said, Saturn loves to be in the 7th house. It's exalted here. It's like the kid at Disneyland, because right here it gets to sort out all its relationships, put it in order. Put it in that. You need to do that in these times. So Saturn understand that most. People who got Saturn in the 7th house understand that most. It wants to put all the relationships in order. You know what I'm saying? It wanna practicalize what each relationship is based upon. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the one-on-one house also. The one-on-one communication house. You know what I'm saying? So right here is gonna wanna see which each relationship is hitting for. what's the most practical solution in this relationship? And Saturn is the builder, so it can build on relationships here. So they build perfect relationships, business partners, all kind of shit. Relationship partners, they know how to stable. These are the people who may get into the relationship, and a relationship may end up being an open relationship, but these people are still mature enough to still go in on the bills together and shit like that, and still do shit to, like, you know what I'm saying, and can be separate from the emotional part. These type of people, they know, they build ships, so they know how to build each relationship and know where them ships are selling to. Now a lot of times it may get crack holes up under that shit and they may fall, but these people, they have to watch people who take advantage of them, because they may be practically stable. They may be the practically stable one in the relationships. They may be the one with the shits, maybe the one who got shit stable, who getting shit running. So you gotta watch for the cracks and underneath the boat. And that goes for, like, in this realm, that goes for people may try to take advantage of what you may have. People may take advantage of, they may want to be with you just because how you carry yourself, or what you may have, or certain step-by-step plans that you be having, or what kind of job you get or you got. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta watch out for that shit. You gotta fuck up your whole shit. And you understand how to build ships more than anybody, especially when it comes to relating to people. Saturn loves to be here, but a lot of times it's gonna have the foundation for every, like, it's like this is the kid at Disneyland that want everybody to come with, and they got the money for everybody to come with them. They got the gas money. They got the everybody. They want everybody to come on a ride with them, and they got the rides already lined up of which rides that we all can ride on together, and therefore don't have to be no type of hard feeling type situations. Like they got it practically down. You see what I'm saying? But the bad part about it is people can take advantage of that. So watch that. Now, let's get into the outer planets. Jupiter. Now, Jupiter. This ain't an outer planet, but we're going to tell you, it's almost there. You know what I'm saying? Jupiter is wisdom, knowledge, how you learn in this time, space, and continuum you in right now. And all that comes around having an experience. So right here, so it's a beneficial. It's always a benefit, even if it's a bad situation. If you learn something out of it, it's beneficial. That's why Jupiter has no choice but to be beneficial. You may be like, Dolo, Uriel, I got Jupiter in a good placement, but I don't ever see the prosperity and shit like that, because you may not be living in that vibration. But overall, you learning how to get in that vibration. So overall, it was goddamn positive. You got that. You got that. You gotta look at what you're getting. See what I'm saying? So when you got Venus. You got Jupiter in the 7th house. Jupiter in the 7th house, you're going to have a lot of knowledge and wisdom when it comes to all forms of relationship. It's just something inside you that come out that you just like, man, I don't know if I should fuck with this person. Or is it some shit that come inside you like, man, is this something about that person? I think I need to connect with that person. You got a lot of wisdom and knowledge, you know what I'm saying? You may not know how to put it into words, but you know how to come up with a philosophical view or a meaning behind it and an expression. And off that expression alone would draw people into you to make them feel like, well, what's up with this person? There's something about this person that's drawing me to this person. That's the benefit. You know what I'm saying? Now you're gonna have a lot of experience. You see, Jupiter is experiences, so it's gonna draw in a lot of experiences. So you may even witness a lot of bad experiences in your life early in life due to relationships. Like parents may have divorced early, or you may have not even grew up with it and no parents at all, or your parents may have been together like through thick and thin. Like regardless of the outlook, you're gaining wisdom and knowledge amongst relationships, because Jupiter is in the 7th house. Like any other planet might not care so much about it, no matter what's the circumstance. But with Jupiter here, you're putting meaning behind relationships and how relating of all things. You know what I'm saying? And you want to experience that in this lifetime, and you're going to come up with a broad perspective of how you would like to experience that in this lifetime. So when you're not getting that, that's the only time you're going to witness frustration. So I need you to understand that a lot of times you may be too much in your own world. See, that's what Jupiter can do sometimes. That's how Jupiter do Sagittarius and Pisces. But a lot of times when you're in that own world, it allows you to have a big imagination, which is a big creativity. But you just have to have enough wisdom and knowledge and experience in that realm to know when to come back down into reality, and to know what was beneficial from that science to draw down to here and what was not. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, Jupiter in the 7th house, people may come across as naive because it's going to appear that they just want to experience, but they don't know that. It's just they're just experiencing all kind of different type of relationships, in and out of relationships. It's going to play a little bit like Mercury. It's just Mercury the left brain side, Jupiter is the right brain side. So it's going to play out a lot like you're going to jump into a lot of relationships, experience a lot of different things, and getting different meanings out of it, and then you're going to be able to express. Now, this is another thing, like how Venus in the 7th house, or the moon being in the 7th house. You could be a counselor, another counselor, help people with their relationships, help people to understand how to relate with themselves also. That's the difference with the moon. The moon can connect, but Jupiter know how to express to a person who they can connect to themselves. You know what I'm saying? So because it's not physical, it's not dense. You know what I'm saying? Water is dense. Moon, you can see that. You know what I'm saying? Even though you really can't. You know what I'm saying? This is why in the daytime, if you can see the moon in the daytime, you can see right through it. You know what I'm saying? But that's another video. But when we talk about Jupiter being in the 7th house, you're gonna gain a lot of wisdom and knowledge about relationships, and you're gonna end up having a lot of wisdom and knowledge about relationships of all kinds, people, places, and things. So when you know better and you do otherwise, you deserve to get that opposition. But when you know better and go ahead and do, regardless of how long it takes, you're going to see the doors open up, and you're going to be like, yeah, this is the relationship I always wanted. Patience is a virtue. Now, let's talk about the outer planets. You know, the further the planets get, the lesser the descriptive. Now, let's talk about Uranus. Now, when we talk about Uranus being in the 7th house, now, you're going to witness a lot of changes, because, you know, Uranus is change, rebellion, but it's also uniqueness and originality. But they all need each other in some type of way. So right here with Uranus in the 7th house, you're going to experience a lot of changes, a lot of rebellions when it comes into relationship. You're going to like somebody and try to get at them and get shot down. You're going to dislike somebody, and that's going to be the fucking secret admirer of your life. Shit, it's all kind of crazy shit when you got Uranus in the 7th house. A lot of changes and rebellions, but a lot of unique and original type situations. You're going to have a lot of unique and original people draw into your life, just sporadically. You know what I'm saying? So just watch that. You know, so if you got Uranus in the 7th house, things could play out like that. When you got Neptune, now Neptune, without Pharrell, without Chad. You know what I'm saying? Just Neptune itself. You know what I'm saying? The grandmother. Now, when you got that in the 7th house, this is dreams, illusions, creativity, imagination. This could be good or bad, or it could be in between. But it's going to be hard to get in between. It goes extreme. Highs and lows. Because you're going to have a dream and an illusion how you see all forms of relationships. So when you actually don't manifest that and don't see that in this time, it can be very, very, very frustrating. I mean, like, it can make you not even want to live. When you in a relationship and someone hurt your feelings and you really loved that person, you really felt like you opened that person, they made you vulnerable, and they just took whatever you gave them away and gave it to somebody else by telling them that with the same emotion and feeling, this can crush you. These people may kill themselves in those type situations. So you have to learn, be around some good positive people so you can grow up good and positive and not have the negative annotations around relationships. That could be the bad part about it. The good part about it is you're very imaginative. You're very creative when it comes to relationships in all forms. You know how to say the slick shit. You know how to take somebody out. You know how to take somebody to dinner. You know how to have finesse. You know how to look the part. You know how to absorb the emotion of whatever you think that person needs you to be. You know how to play that part. You play even the hero more than Aries with this placement, with Neptune in the 7th house. You want to play whatever that role that person see. Like if you like this person, and then you start to understand how this person may see things and see relationships and stuff and so forth, you play that part. You jump into that, and you feel like you failed and didn't accomplish the mission when you don't get that accomplished. You see what I'm saying? So right here, you have to know you're very creative and imaginative. You just have to know when the illusion stops. Know when the dream stops. You need the yin and the yang in this realm. You know what I'm saying? Don't be disclosing one off. You need yin and yang. See what I'm saying? So, that's Neptune here. Now, we got Pluto in the 7th house. Pluto is deep transformation, deep willpower. You know what I'm saying? Deep desires, deep affirmations. What's your long-term goal? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you want to make a song today. That's your intentions for today, Mars. But where do you see that song going in 5 years? That's Pluto. See what I'm saying? That's your long-term intentions, the deep desires, deep willpowers. To get out of that little scorpionic situation you in, rise to the motherfucking to the ego, to the fucking, till you can't flap your wings on this earth realm no more, till you rise to the motherfucking phoenix and fly your ass off to another fucking planet existence. See what I'm saying? So right here, when you got Pluto in the motherfucking in the 7th house, all your relationships is gonna be deep transformative. You know what I'm saying? Deep transformations. You're going to either be the one transforming people, or these people are going to be transforming you. You know what I'm saying? So be aware of that. It could be a positive transformation or a negative transformation. It's on to you, or the audience you carry, or the crowd you keep around you, and the energy orbs that's around you. It's up to you. It's your fault. It ain't nobody else's fault but yours. And Pluto here is going to make you understand some form of control. So if you're not understanding how to control yourself, how you gonna control the relationships you in? How you gonna control the things that's happening around you? You see what I'm saying? And that's what Pluto gonna try to make you do. But Pluto likes to tear down the ego. So once you start to do that, it's gonna put you in a lot of life situations that you just can't quite accomplish what you're trying to control. So it's gonna make you tear down the ego. It don't reflect the sun, just like Saturn. It's going to reflect that, tear down the pride, and make you accommodate yourself to the point that you can transform from the way you was thinking and transform into that beautiful butterfly if you get with it, or transform to that evil, ugly devil if you don't conform to it. You see what I'm saying? The choice is up to you. But Pluto is transformation, and that's what it's going to deal with. And it's going to deal with deep desires. So you may have deep desires to be in relationships. You know what I'm saying? You may have deep wielded in manipulative things going on in your head. You may feel like you only need to be in a relationship in order to get this done, or you need to get married. That's the only way you can get a house, or you need a mate. Or to go in on something. That's the only way you can get from point A to point B. Like, you really be on some other shit. But on the positive side, that's a good thing, because you know how to control the situation to a certain degree. You can't control people, but to a certain degree, Pluto's going to give you that. Pluto's kind of going to give you, you're going to be the one that initiate the relationship. You're going to be the one that kind of orchestrate what to do. So when it get to a point that you don't feel like doing that anymore, you didn't already gave this person the easy pass, that you made them feel like you're in control of this aspect. So when you start to feel lazy and want to give the control off to something, which is that tip and tap Pluto can do, when a person don't apply to how you want to control it, you start to look at it in a way like you start to create situations that may transform, but for the negative. You know what I'm saying? Create arguments, create transformative type situations, to the point that this person is just looking at it like they thought that's what you liked. They thought you liked to be in charge. And then they can't read your control issues in your head that when they don't want to. So it's like, you got to understand that Pluto dives deep. I understand. I know. You know what I'm saying? I know. Pluto is hard to deal with in any house. But I'm giving you the game right now. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to tear down the ego. Be more passive, but just be more aggressive in a behind the scenes in a more behind the scenes realm. But see, because Pluto is going to manifest and make you want to, it's going to manifest into density and make you want to control things in this realm. And Pluto is not even in this realm. So Pluto is giving you the power to control things from that realm. Use it for that realm. When you start to use it for your own selfish needs, your own ego and pride, you bring it into this realm. And then that's when you're gonna bring it, you're gonna be all fucked up. You're gonna see situations that's fucked up. So I'm giving you the game. Pluto is not in this realm, so stop using it for this realm. That's why I just made the other video about the outer planets being chart rulers. But yeah, that's the motherfucking planets in the 7th house. Almost done with this series. We got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to go. And we out this motherfucker. Flame bus, bitch. Goddamn air.